I'm Tallulah the tuba pearl, and I'll make your hair look swell. It'll shine, it'll glow so dandruff-free for radiant hair. Get a hold of me, Tallulah the tuba pearl shampoo.
Yes, folks, take it from Tallulah. Prel, Procter & Gamble's Radiant Cream Shampoo leaves your hair more radiant than any soap shampoo. And Prel removes unsightly dandruff in as little as 3 minutes. Doctors' examinations prove it. For hair radiantly clean, radiantly lovely, try Prel, your very next shampoo.
I'm Tallulah the tuba pearl, and I've got a little something to tell. Your hair can be radiant, oh so easy. All you gotta do is take me home and squeeze me. I'm Tallulah the tuba pearl, and I'll make your hair look swell. It'll shine, it'll glow so dandruff-free for radiant hair. Get a hold of me, Tallulah the tuba pearl shampoo.
2 beans times 2 beans means 4 beans.
Nescafe uses much more beans.
10 beans times 4 beans and add 3 more beans. Make 43 rich coffee beans.
Yes, you get 43 beans in every cup of Nescafe. Real coffee beans, that's all there is to Nescafe. 43 beans in every cup. Make Nescafe the all-coffee instant coffee with the let's have another cup taste.
Extra beans means extra flavor. Today's Nescafe goes all the way for flavor with 43 choice beans in every cup. So be sure to always keep a 12-ounce jar of Nescafe instant coffee in your kitchen cupboard so that you can enjoy a delicious hot cup of Nescafe instant coffee.
Yes, you get 43 beans in every cup of Nescafe. Real coffee beans, that's all there is in Nescafe. 43 beans in every cup. Make Nescafe the all-coffee instant coffee with the let's have another cup taste.
And now sit back and relax with a cup of Nescafe instant coffee and enjoy another musical interlude with our great Southwest radio jazz singer, Bonnie Lee.
You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on
Molly. The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn. We know now that weekly scrubbing of linoleum floors was very harmful and eventually ruined the linoleum. It's so much safer, so much easier to protect floors with the modern floor polish, Johnson's Self Polishing Glow Coat. You'll see how it wears evenly and smoothly without chipping because Glow Coat has a flexible, non-brittle film. Make a note to remind yourself to buy some Johnson's Self Polishing Glow Coat this week. Some people think it would be a great thing if we were able to peer into the future. Personally, we think it's a blessing that we can't. For instance, here at 79 Wistful Vista sits the lady of the house darning socks for the master of the house, who doesn't know that a messenger boy is approaching with, what can be in store for Fibber McGee and Molly?
Well, McGee, you'll have to buy some new socks.
Huh?
I've darned these things so many times, they're practically handmade.
Okay, I'll get some tomorrow, but it's an awful nuisance. Gee, I wish I was a kid again and could go barefooted.
Do you really?
Well, no, not really. These guys keep yearning for their childhood days are just kidding themselves. Well, I wouldn't go through that again for $1 million.
Why not?
Oh, I was a regular little gangster when I was a kid.
Oh, go on.
Why ever tell you about the morning I and Skinny Crandall and Bones Biddle and Stinky Hooper tied a wire across the schoolhouse steps? Then waited in the bushes for the teacher to show up?
No, you nasty boy. What happened?
Well, we waited till noon and then suddenly realized it was Saturday. So we started running down to the old swimming hole, and I tripped on the wire and darn near busted my...
Come in.
Package for Mrs. McGee.
For me?
Are you Mrs. McGee?
Well, what do I have to do? Show you my marriage license?
Nah, I could see Mr. McGee. Nobody else lived with him.
Fresh kid. Why, when I was his age, I was polite and thoughtful.
Yes, you were, you little gangster. I wonder what this is. Oh, heavenly days. 4 pounds of chocolates.
Who's that from?
Oh, as if you didn't know.
Huh?
Oh, you darling. You did remember, didn't you?
Well, ain't there a note in it or something?
Well, why should there be? Who'd be sending me candy but you?
Chocolates?
And my favorite kind, too.
Well, Well, I'm glad you like it, Molly. What kind is it?
Now, listen, don't be so coy, McGee.
Huh?
You can't fool me.
No. Well, our anniversary comes at once a year, they say. Or is that Christmas? No, it's our anniversary, I guess. Well, isn't there any... Well, didn't I put a note in it?
Well, I don't see any. But you didn't have to. If a man can't send a box of chocolates to his wife without a lot of explanations, I'd like to know who could.
Hello there, Johnny. Hello, daughter. Hey, can I speak to you a minute alone, Johnny?
Why, sure. Excuse us a minute, Molly.
Oh, certainly. Go right ahead.
Well, what's on your mind, old-timer?
Hey, look, I'm selling some cards here, Johnny. You want to buy one for the kid there? Nothing women appreciate more than a little touch of sentiment, you know.
No thanks, old-timer. Why, she just got a big box of candy for our anniversary.
She did, eh? Good for you, Johnny.
Well, I don't know whether it is or not. Just between you and me, I don't remember sending it to her.
Oh, then you better buy one of these and send it too.
Oh, no, then she'd get suspicious.
Don't be a fool, Johnny. The more you send them, the better they like it. Here's a mute. Says, roses are sweet and so's your soul. I'm going to throw out my sugar and put you in the bowl.
No, thanks. No, I don't want any cards, old-timer. I don't mind wearing my heart on my sleeve, but I hate the idea of a mailman dragging it all around town in the rain. No, thanks anyway.
Okay, Johnny. Sorry to keep you waiting, daughter. Just wanted to talk a little business with Johnny here.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Oldtimer. I was busy darning his socks anyway. Just look how he tears holes in them.
Yes, call him a holy terror. Well, I gotta get back to my job, kids. I'll be seeing ya.
Oh, what do you mean, your job? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm a caretaker down at the Wistful Vista Recreation Center.
Oh.
Yeah, keeping the tennis courts in condition.
Oh, must be quite a chore.
Oh, no. Just a few swipes with cloth of Johnson Glow Coat, and I'm caught up for several days.
Johnson's Glow Coat on a tennis court?
Yep. Table tennis, Johnny. Well, so long, kids.
McGee, I wish you'd never sent me this candy. I just can't keep my hands out of it. It's so good. Don't you like it?
Sure I like it. Why shouldn't I like it?
Well, you keep eyeing this box like you were afraid it was going to eat you.
I do? Well, I guess I just got a complex about candy. Ever since my mother used to feed me nougats to pull out my baby teeth. Never believed in that string on the doorknob business myself.
Well, there's no nougat in this candy, dearie.
Well, that's what I keep telling my teeth. Besides, hey, who's walking around upstairs?
Oh, poor Uncle Dennis. He's all upset.
What about?
Oh, he's thinking of starting a lawsuit against Walt Disney.
Walt Disney?
Yep.
What for?
Oh, that pink elephant sequence in Dumbo? Uncle Dennis says he saw him first.
He's all wet. You can't copyright a hangover. Anyway, what right does he have?
Come in.
Good day, Mrs. McGee. Good day, McGee.
Hi, Latrivia.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. Have some candy?
Thank you, no. I'm on a low-carbohydrate diet.
Well, you better stock up on them then, Latrivia. Well, they tell me there's going to be a shortage of low carbohydrates.
You don't say. If I might make a suggestion, McGee, it would be to the effect that people who have no clear comprehension of a subject under discussion would be well advised to maintain a discreet silence.
I don't get it.
Well, he said, dearie, that if ignorance is bliss, happy days are here again. Or if you don't know what you're talking about when you pipe up, pipe down.
Oh, yeah? Well, now look here, Latrivia.
Just a moment, McGee. Will you please refrain hereafter from ever...
Oh, don't ask him to make any promises about the hereafter, Mr. Mayor. His forwarding address is unknown.
What are you talking about anyway, Latrivia? Hey, quit shaking your finger in my face. I'm liable to think it's Halloween and start bobbing for knuckles.
All right, but hereafter, McGee, please refrain from telling motorcycle policemen that you are a close relative of mine and they can't do that to you.
Do what to you, McGee?
If he's referring to what I think he's referring to, he means that I got a ticket yesterday for parking 8 minutes overtime.
For parking 1 hour and 8 minutes overtime?
Well, can I help it if I forgot to set my watch back last Sunday night?
You weren't supposed to set it back. You were supposed to set it ahead.
In that case, it would be 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Well, it'd be no such a thing. It'd be 8 minutes less than 1 hour. There's 2-hour parking on Oak Street, so the city owes me 52 minutes.
Now, wait a minute, boys. Let's get this straight. Let's say you parked at exactly 3 o'clock.
But I didn't. I parked at 8 minutes to 4.
Oh, for goodness sakes. You might at least park on the even hour. The odd minutes make these arguments too confusing.
Yes. Anyway, McGee, the justness of the complaint does not concern me. What I object to is your assuming that I, as mayor of Wistful Vista, would use the power of my office to obstruct the due processes of law. Furthermore, you had no business telling the officer that I was your nephew on your mother's side.
You leave my mother out of this, Latrivia. Fine thing. Dragging a guy's family into a sword case like this. For shame.
But McGee, he didn't say.
And to think a guy like him is our mayor. It ain't enough that him and his Cossack cops ride roughshod over the common citizens. No, he's got to get personal. He's got to...
Now, just a minute, McGee. You were the one who started all this.
No, you dragged my family through the mud and the slime of a court trial, holding us up to public ridicule, just so you...
All right. I'll fix a ticket. I'll fire the policeman. I'll resign. Forget it.
Boy, I should have been a lawyer.
But you had no business telling the policeman that the mayor was your nephew.
Oh, no? I just proved it, didn't I? I made him holler, Uncle. Give me a piece of that candy. Any chocolate-covered peanuts in there?
Well, you ought to know. You bought it.
Well, I didn't specify every piece that went into the box.
I bet you did. There's everything I like in it. Oh, you're so thoughtful, McGee.
Oh, shucks.
I think it was a Valentine's Day we first went out together, dearie.
Yeah. Well, I carved our initials inside of a big heart on that old oak tree in back of the brewery.
The schoolhouse.
The brewery.
Schoolhouse, McGee.
Well, I remember it was the brewery because the only grove of trees where you could hitch a horse to was...
McGee, for 20 years and more I've been telling people it was the back of the schoolhouse. And I can't change it now. Heavenly days. What's romantic about a brewery?
Well, if it had been in back of the schoolhouse, I'd have ruined my jackknife. The only tree back there was a big steel flagpole.
Hello, folks.
Oh, hi, Mr. Announcer. Have a piece of candy. It's wonderful.
Stop bragging, McGee.
Well, I ain't bragging. I don't even know who... here, have a nougat, Mr. Announcer.
No, thanks. Say, do you people ever see Life magazine?
Yes, we do, Mr. Announcer. Why do you ask?
Well, the Johnson's Wax people have a double-page ad in Life magazine next Friday, and I didn't want you to miss it. We're featuring the Consumer's Pledge for Total Defense.
What you mean, pledge?
Well, Look at this card. Here, Molly, she's going to sign it, but read it first, Molly.
All right. As a consumer in the total defense of democracy, I will do my part to make my home, my community, and my country ready, efficient, and strong. I will buy carefully. I will take good care of the things I have. I will waste nothing. Place for signature. Consumer Division, Office of Price Administration. Well, I'll certainly sign that, Mr. Announcer.
Thanks, Molly. This is mighty important right now. If there were ever a time to conserve and save and protect and preserve, it's today. And Johnson's Wax, pretty necessary item on your kitchen shelf.
Oh, say, that reminds me. I better go in the kitchen and see if I have enough Johnson's Wax on hand. Excuse me a minute.
Certainly, Molly. Well, Fibber, now I'll have a chaw of those chocolates, chum.
Well, here, help yourself. And look.
Yeah?
You didn't send this candy to Molly, did you?
Not me, pal. I don't send candy to married women. I'm allergic to buckshot. Why, didn't you?
Well, if I did, you can bop me with a bonbon if I remember doing it.
Well, maybe you walked in your sleep again and crashed a confectionery store.
Say, I wonder if... No, that ain't possible. The candy stores aren't open that late. Still... Hey, you call on a lot of stores, don't you?
Sure, now that I'm taking these pledge cards around.
Well, look, kind of snoop around and see what you can find out, will you? See if a guy about my size, wearing purple pajamas and green slippers,
Yeah?
with a sleepy look on his puss, came wandering in any place and bought a box of chocolate candy.
Hey, easy, here she comes. Okay, pal, I'll tell George what you said. So long, see you later.
So long, George.
Say, who's George, McGee? And what did you want Mr. Announcer to tell him?
George?
Yes, George.
Oh, George. Yeah, he's, he meant old George Frahulis.
Who on earth is George Frahulis?
He used to have a tire shop out on 14th Street. Just sold it and took up blacksmithing. I just told Mr. Announcer to wish him good luck.
Oh, well, toss me one of those coconut creams, McGee. They're delicious.
Here.
Thank you. My, I don't know when a box of candy has intrigued me like this one, dearie.
Yeah, me either. Well, I mean, me too.
What?
Well, I'm glad you like it, Molly. You always did like mixed chocolates, didn't you?
Yes. And weren't you nice to remember?
Yes.
But then, you always were thoughtful. Always the gentleman.
Yeah.
Oh, remember the time I dropped my handkerchief at the dance, and you and Otis Carpenter both rushed to pick it up?
Yeah.
And bumped your heads together and knocked each other out.
Yeah, but I came too. That guy is still unconscious.
Oh my, you were jealous of him. I believe you still are.
Oh, I am not.
Say, I saw in the paper last night that he's in town. What's the matter?
This candy kind of choked me. Well, in fact, I think any of it would choke me.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean that Otis Carpenter. Well, he might be the guy well, he'd make me choke on a caraway seed. The very mention of his name makes my...
Ah, you see? You are jealous. I never saw such a person. Come in. Oh, hello, Mrs. Uppington.
Oh, how do you do, my dear? And Mr. McGee?
Hi, Uppy. Come on in out of the rain.
Oh, it isn't raining, Mr. McGee.
It ain't. Well, I'd have swore I saw a big drip in the doorway. Well, come on in anyway.
Thank you.
Have a hunk of candy, Abigail? Sweets to the sweet, you know.
In this case, a chocolate-covered dill pickle might be more appropriate.
McGee. Have one, Abigail.
Oh, thank you, no, my dear. No candy for me. I must keep my weight down, you know.
And you're doing a swell job at it, too, Uppy.
Oh, thank you.
What did I tell you just this morning, Molly?
Well, he said, isn't it wonderful how Mrs. Uppington keeps her figure?
Oh, now really?
And I said, it certainly is.
Well, I flatter myself.
And then I said, yes, but why anyone would want to keep a figure like that is beyond me.
Mr. McGee, please. I prefer not to speak of my, dimensions.
Okay, Uppy, if you say so. They're unspeakable.
What? What?
He just means that if you prefer not to mention your weight, it's unmentionable.
Oh, I see. Well, I just stopped by to show you my new bracelet, see?
Oh, heavenly days, Abigail. Is this really yours?
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Don't tell me that's genuine, Uppy.
Indeed it is, Mr. McGee.
Wow.
Oh, I spent more for it than I should, possibly. But this is the sort of thing that will become a valuable heirloom, you know.
Well, you'd better be careful, Abigail. You don't let it lay around the house, do you?
Oh, no, my dear. In fact, I am on my way to the bank right now to put it in the vault.
Well, I should hope so. That thing is practically irreplaceable.
Yes.
Of course it is. Oh, I just adore it. I'm such a happy, happy girl. Well, good night.
Here, have some candy, McGee. Help yourself to all you want.
Oh.
Any man who remembers his wife like this for their anniversary deserves anything he can get.
Well, I wish you'd quit saying that, Molly.
Why, for goodness sake? You did send it to me, didn't you?
Well, who'd you suppose sent it? Come in.
Hello, folks.
Oh, hello, Mr. Wimple.
Hi, Wimp, old man. How's everything?
Oh, just peachy, Mr. McGee.
Well, you're looking very well, Mr. Wimple. Is your wife away?
No, but Sweetie Face has been very busy with the new women's ambulance unit, Mrs. McGee.
The ambulance unit, eh?
Yes.
Is she a nurse or a driver, Wimple?
Oh, neither one, Mr. McGee. She holds up the ambulance while the other girls crawl under it and make repairs.
Well, your wife is very strong, isn't she, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, indeed she is. Why, do you know I've seen her tie a bow knot in a steel crowbar?
Gee, really?
Yes, sirree.
Wow.
I don't mind telling you, I had a terrible time getting it off, too. My neck was sore for weeks.
Well, there's one thing about your married life, Wimp. You never know what's coming next.
Yes, that's something to be thankful for, isn't it? But I really owe a lot to Sweetie Face.
Yeah?
She made me what I am today.
Aw, and what is that?
Come, let's not get clinical, Mrs. McGee.
Well, bring her over sometime, Wimp.
Oh, I just can't get her to go out anywhere socially, Mr. McGee. She says she'd rather stay home with her artwork.
Oh, artwork? Does she paint too?
Oh, indeed she does. She did a wonderful painting of two moonshiners working down in the Kentucky hills.
Oh.
What'd she call it?
Still life. I'll never forget the time I asked her to paint me.
And did she do it?
In a way she did, Mrs. McGee. She gave me a beautiful shellacking.
I suppose she was just being playful.
Of course, of course. She has a grand sense of humor. One day I said to her, Sweetie Face, let's not play so rough. And she said, all right, Wireless, let's play beanbag. And I said, oh, dandy. And then everything went black. My goodness, I never knew beans came in 100-pound bags. Well, good night.
Hey, we never offered Wimple any candy.
Well, it's probably just as well. One Sweetie Face in the family ought to be plenty. The poor fella.
Yeah, the way he gets pushed around, he must have come from a long line of wheelbarrows. Well, he's,
Oh, I'll get it, McGee. 79 Wistful Vista. Molly McGee speaking. Who? Oh, hello, Mr. Announcer.
Hey, let me take it, Molly.
Be quiet, McGee. I can't hear. What was it, Mr. Announcer?
Molly, that's an important call. I've been expecting
Hush,
it.
dearie. I can't hear a word he's saying. What did you say, Mr. Announcer?
But I...
Yes, I'll be glad to take the message.
No, now I am sunk.
Yes? Yes.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
Yes, I'll tell him, Mr. Announcer. Well, thank you for calling. Goodbye. McGee?
Huh?
What on earth goes on anyway?
Well, I might as well admit the whole thing, Molly. I never felt right about it anyway.
About what?
About the... Hey, wait a minute. What did he say?
Well, he said to give you this message and you'd understand.
Yeah?
He said, Elks Club, punch board, 2 weeks ago, deliver this week.
Huh? Punch board 2 weeks ago. Whoa! Oh, so that's it. Now I remember. Oh, boy, that's a load off of my mind.
What's a load off your mind?
Oh, it wouldn't interest you, Molly.
Oh, but it would, McGee.
Huh?
You were interested enough in me to send me this lovely candy, and I'm interested in your affairs too, dear.
Okay, I'll tell you. You see, the Elks wanted me to act as chairman of the boxing committee a couple of weeks ago.
Yes?
I said I'd think it over, so I delivered my acceptance today. Simple, ain't it?
But what's this about a punch board?
Oh, that. Oh, that's what us fellows call the boxing committee, the punch board.
Oh.
Well, hand me a piece of that candy, will you, Molly? Well, give me 2 pieces. Give me a handful.
Speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for Home and Industry, invites you all to be with us again next week for another episode of Fibber McGee and Molly. Good night. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. The role of Fibber was played by Terry Turner. Molly was portrayed by Jane Toth. The delivery boy was Matthew Moser. Tom Parrish was the old-timer. Bill Alwyn was Mayor Latrivia. Mrs. Uppington was played by Norma Van Heeswick. And Renee Sandoval was Wallace Wimple. Are you safe from BO on all 13 of your skin areas?
La 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 la, I'm happy and I'm singing the Lifebuoy song.
Be Lifebuoy clean on all 13.
Be Lifebuoy clean on all 13. I'm happy and I'm singing the Lifebuoy song.
Remember, Remember, you can get BO on not just one, but 13 skin areas. The cleaner you get these 13 skin areas, the safer you are. Lifebuoy Health Soap deodorizes all these 13 skin areas. Stops BO before it begins. Stops BO up to 48 hours. Doctors have proven that Lifebuoy, with its purifying ingredients, actually gets skin cleaner than any other leading soap. Don't trust ordinary soaps to stop BO. Use Lifebuoy every day.
La, 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 la.
Be Lifebuoy clean on all 13. I'm happy and I'm singing the Lifebuoy song. For soft water shampooing, use Tony Cream Shampoo.
Even in the hardest water,
Tony Cream Shampoo.
Yes, even in the hardest water, Tony Cream Shampoo gives soft water shampooing that rinses away dandruff instantly. Leaves hair so soft, so smooth, so shining clean. Today, bring out the sparkling beauty of your hair with soft water shampooing. Get the handy tube or jar of Tony Cream Shampoo. It's new.
For soft water shampooing, use Tony Cream Shampoo.
even in the hardest water,
Tony Cream Shampoo.
Before wrapping up today's show, let's bring back one more time our GSR jazz singer Bonnie Lee for her rendition of the Duke Ellington Bob Russell classic, Don't Get Around Much Anymore.
missed the Saturday dance, heard they crowded the floor. Awfully different without you, don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club, got as far as the door. They'd have asked me about you, don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, what's stir up memories, been invited on dates. Might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you, don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, why stir up memories, been invited on dates. Might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you, don't get around much anymore. Awfully different without you, don't get around much anymore.
Bonnie Lee, let's hear it for Bonnie Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Southwest Radio Theater Project players in alphabetical order: Bill Alwyn, Ken Ferguson, Calder, Bonnie Lee, Master Matthew Moser, Tom Parrish, Suzanne Parrish, Renee Sandoval, Jane Toth, Terry Turner, and Norma Van Heeswick. Our Foley artist, Wayman Lee. And our audio technician, John Jones. I'm your announcer and director, Ralph Swain. You've been a great audience. Thank you for listening.